Are you a lady lawyer that might be able to use some assistance with knowing your worth? One of the things you have to do as a lawyer is know your value. My name is Erin Field. I'm a lady lawyer coach. I am a lawyer in the state of Connecticut in good standing since 1992. I've had my own practice since 2004. One of the things that I want to talk to you about is how to know your value as a lawyer. And so I'm going to give you a little story first. I know a guy, he's an older guy. He's basically retired now, but he comes from money and he doesn't want people to know this. He thinks we can't figure it out, okay? And so he was never a very good lawyer, but he's now kind of like this all-around guy who's an author, he's a coach, this sort of thing. About 5 years ago, he came out with a program, and I was interested in it until I heard the title. And I don't remember what the program was called now because it was a while ago and I ended up not buying it because it was a lot of money. And it was something to the effect of, I'll teach you to have a six-figure income straight out of law school. And I was dying to know what the content was just because, even though I was not straight out of law school, I was like, who does this guy think he is telling people he's going to teach them how to have a six-figure income right out of law school? Because that's not really possible. If you live in New York City, it's possible. If you live in Boston, it's possible. If you live in Miami, it's possible. If you live in Houston, if you live in Los Angeles, if you live in a big city, Chicago, if you live in some of these big places right out of law school, you could potentially have a six-figure income. But if you live in Podunk or Average Town, USA, and that's where you practice, and maybe you do some surrounding towns, you do a city and surrounding towns, this is a completely unrealistic expectation. And one of the things that you have to do as a lawyer is figure out what your value is and accept that. Because if you're a young attorney, I hate to tell you this, you don't know anything. Yes, you went to law school. Yes, to pass the bar. Yes, good for you. But you don't have connections. Unless your dad has connections. Okay, then you have connections. But if you're on your own and you're the only lawyer in your family, you don't have connections. You don't know any judges. You don't know any business people. Yada, yada. Okay, it goes on. You have to get in the trenches and stay there. And that is the only way you're ever going to learn to have a six-figure income, and possibly more, maybe, depending on your practice area and how popular you get. So just know what your value is and try not to be frustrated with that, because your value is different in New York City than it is in Podunk. If you would like to speak with me about this and maybe talk to me about some coaching, call me, text me on the number on your screen. Thank you.